Good morning, children. Today we shall do a topic in English grammar. Our topic for today is degrees of comparison. When two or more nouns or pronouns are compared with the scale of degree, the comparison is called the degrees of comparison. Basically, the degrees of comparison are of three kinds. The first one is called the positive degree. The second is the comparative degree. And the third degree is the superlative degree. Let's understand what is a positive degree. When two or more nouns or pronouns are compared to one another and they have a similar degree of quality, it is called a positive degree. Look at the following sentences. The first sentence, she is as white as snow. In this sentence, the pronoun she is compared to the noun snow. The words as white as indicate their comparison where both are equal in the degree of quality. The pronoun she is said to be equally white as the snow. Now observe the second sentence. He is foolish as an owl. Here, the pronoun he is compared to the owl. The words as foolish as indicate their comparison, where both are equal in degree of quality. The pronoun he is said to be equally foolish as an owl. Now see the last sentence. You are as cunning as a fox. Here also we see a comparison made between the pronoun you and the noun fox. Both are said to possess an equal quality of being cunning. What is a comparative degree? When two or more nouns or pronouns are compared to one another and they have different degree of quality, it is called comparative degree of comparison. For example, look at the following sentences. The first sentence, they are better than you. In this sentence, the pronoun they is compared to another pronoun that is you. The words better than indicate their comparison of possessing different degrees of quality. Both are not equal in degree, but one is better than the other. In the sentence, the pronoun they are said to be better than the pronoun you. See the second sentence. She is more beautiful than you. In this sentence, the pronoun she is compared to you. The words more beautiful than indicate comparison of possessing a difference in their degree of quality. Both are not equal in degree. One is more beautiful than the other. Now look at the last sentence. He is lazier than you. Here, we see a comparison made between he and you, but there is a difference in the degree of the quality that they possess, where he is lazier than the other. What is a superlative degree? When one noun or pronoun is compared to more than one or all the nouns, pronouns, or group or class of its own kind having different degrees of quality, it is called superlative degree of comparison. Observe the first sentence. He is the best student of his college. In this sentence, the pronoun he is compared to all the students of his college. The words is the best student of indicates the pronoun he's comparison of possessing the highest quality of being the best student of his college. Similarly, the second sentence, she is the most intelligent lady in our society. In this sentence, the pronoun she is compared to all the ladies in the society. The words is the most intelligent lady indicates the pronoun she's comparison of possessing the highest degree of being intelligent in her society. Even when you consider the last sentence, this is the nearest building to the station. We see a comparison where the demonstrative pronoun this is said to have the highest degree of being the nearest building to the station. Formation of comparative and superlative. Most adjectives of one syllable and some of more than one form the comparative by adding er and the superlative by adding est to the positive. It simply means that most adjectives form the comparative degree by adding an er at the end of the word and an est is added to form the superlative degree. Look at the table given below. In the positive degree column, we have got the word sweet. Now, to form the word's comparative degree, we simply add an er at the end of the word sweet. So now our word in the comparative degree becomes sweeter. In the superlative degree, we simply add an est at the end of the word sweet. So now our word becomes sweetest in the superlative degree. Similarly, the word small becomes smaller in the comparative and smallest in the superlative. The word tall becomes taller in the comparative and tallest in the superlative. The word bold becomes bolder in the comparative and boldest in the superlative. Now, when the word in the positive degree ends with the letter E, then we only have to add the letter R to the positive in the comparative degree and we add an st to the positive to make the word in a superlative degree. Look at the table and see the first example. We have the word brave in the positive degree. This word ends with the letter E. To form the words comparative degree, we simply add an R to the word brave. So our word in the comparative degree becomes braver. Now, in the superlative degree, we simply add st to the word brave. So our word becomes bravest. See the second example. In the positive degree, we have the word fine. In the comparative degree, fine becomes finer, and in the superlative, it becomes finest. White in the positive becomes whiter in the comparative and whitest in the superlative. Large in the positive becomes larger in the comparative and largest in the superlative. The word noble in the positive becomes nobler in the comparative and it becomes noblest in the superlative. When the positive ends in y, preceded by a consonant, the y is changed into I before adding er and est. It means that when the word in the positive degree ends with the letter y and has a consonant before it, in that case, the letter y will change in the comparative and superlative degree and become I. Before we normally add er to the comparative and est to the superlative. Look at the table. The first word in the positive degree is happy. This word ends with the letter y, and before y we can see the letter p, which is a consonant. Consonants are all other letters of the alphabets except the vowels, which are a, e, I, o, u. Now, the word happy in the positive will become happier in the comparative and happiest in the superlative. Notice the difference. The letter Y is replaced by the letter I. Similarly, the second word in the column, easy, becomes easier in the comparative and easiest in the superlative. The word heavy in the positive becomes heavier in the comparative and heaviest in the superlative. Merry in the positive becomes merrier in the comparative and merriest in the superlative. The word wealthy in the positive becomes wealthier in the comparative and wealthiest in the superlative. Now, when the positive is a word of one syllable and ends in a single consonant preceded by a short vowel, this consonant is doubled before adding er and est. It simply means that when the word in the positive degree is of a single syllable and it ends with a single consonant and has a vowel before it, in that case, the last letter of the word will be doubled in the comparative and superlative degree before adding an er in the comparative and est to the superlative degree. To understand better, look at the first example in the table. We have the word red in the positive degree. Now, this letter ends with the letter D, which is a consonant, and before this letter we can see the vowel E. Therefore, the last letter will now be doubled in the comparative and superlative degree. We can see that red in the positive becomes redder in the comparative, where the last letter D is doubled. The spelling becomes redder. In the superlative also, the last letter D is doubled where red becomes reddest. Similarly, the second word big in the positive becomes bigger in the comparative and biggest in the superlative, where the letter G is doubled. The word hot in the positive becomes hotter in the comparative and hottest in the superlative, where the letter T is doubled. The word thin in the positive becomes thinner in the comparative and thinnest in the superlative, where the letter N is repeated, is doubled. The last word, sad, in the positive becomes sadder in the comparative and saddest in the superlative, where the letter D is doubled. Now, adjectives of more than two syllables and many of those with two form the comparative by using the adverb more with the positive and the superlative by using the adverb most with the positive. Look at the first example in the table. We have the word beautiful in the positive degree. This word is of three syllables. Beautiful, three syllables. Therefore, in the comparative degree, we add the word more and make it as more beautiful. And in the superlative degree, we use the word most before the word beautiful, which becomes most beautiful. The word difficult has again three syllables. Difficult. It has three syllables. Therefore, we add more and we make it as more difficult in the comparative, and we add most to the superlative, making it as most difficult. Courageous. Again, the word courageous is of three syllables. Courageous. Again, here we will add more to the word courageous. In the comparative, it will be more courageous, and in the superlative, we will add the word most. So in the superlative, we have most courageous. The last word, important, again has three syllables. Important. Here also we will add the word more in the comparative degree, making it more important, and we will add the word most to the superlative degree, making it as most important. The following adjectives are compared irregularly, that is, their comparative and superlative are not formed from the positive. They are totally different words. For example, look at the table. The first word in the positive degree is good, but in the comparative and superlative, we don't write gooder and goodest, but instead we write better and best. Similarly, the word bad in the positive is worse in the comparative and worst in the superlative. The word much in the positive becomes more in the comparative and most in the superlative. The word little in the positive becomes less or lesser in the comparative and least in the superlative.